Welcome back. Today, we're diving into the real-world finance lessons hidden in the stories of unexpected billionaires' people who turned simple ideas into massive fortunes. These stories aren't just inspiring. They hold practical money lessons you can apply in your own life. So make sure to hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, and give this video a like so you don't miss any of our upcoming deep dives into finance and success. Howard Schultz's story is one of the best examples of how transforming an ordinary product into an extraordinary experience can create billions in value. It all started when he traveled to Italy in the early 1980s and noticed how coffee shops weren't just about caffeine, but about culture, community, and lifestyle. He took that vision back to the United States, where Starbucks at the time was just a small Seattle brand selling roasted beans, and reimagined it as the third place between home and work. A space where people could relax, connect, and feel part of something bigger. This meant that customers weren't just paying for coffee, they were paying for ambiance, service, and identity. A strategy that allowed Starbucks to charge $3 or $4 for a cup when competitors sold it for less than $1. People gladly lined up because they weren't buying a drink, they were buying the experience. Whether it was the aroma of freshly ground beans, the personalized order with their name on the cup, or the consistent look and feel of a Starbucks store anywhere in the world. Schultz declared many times that Starbucks was not in the coffee business serving people, but in the people business serving coffee. That mindset changed everything and fueled global expansion to more than 30,000 stores and turned Schultz into a billionaire. The financial lesson here is clear. Value creation isn't limited to the product itself. It comes from the emotions, identity, and experience wrapped around it. Starbucks proves that if you can elevate a simple commodity into a premium lifestyle brand, you can scale massively and dominate a market. The next time you think your idea is too ordinary, remember Schultz, who took a cup of coffee, something that existed for centuries, and built a global empire by selling much more than a drink. Oprah Winfrey's journey to billionaire status is one of the clearest proofs that authenticity and connection can be turned into financial empires. She grew up in poverty in Mississippi and faced unimaginable struggles, but when she entered the media world, she did something no one else had done before. Instead of sticking to the polished, scripted talk show style of the 1980s, she spoke with raw honesty and made people feel seen and understood. On The Oprah Winfrey Show, she tackled subjects from mental health to spirituality to consumer habits in a way that connected with millions of viewers. She cried with her audience, laughed with them, and created trust that translated into unstoppable influence. When Oprah recommended a book through her book club, sales exploded instantly with titles like Toni Morrison's Song of Solomon or Eckhart Tolle's A New Earth becoming bestsellers overnight simply because she endorsed them. She later launched her own production company, Harpo Studios, which gave her full control of her brand and allowed her to build additional revenue streams through films like The Color Purple and shows like Dr. Phil and Dr. Oz. Oprah's declaration that the biggest adventure you can ever take is to live the life of your dreams resonated with millions and helped her grow beyond television into magazines, websites, satellite radio, and her own network, OWN. What turned her into a billionaire was not just the content, but the trust she built and monetized across multiple platforms. The financial lesson here is that brand identity and authenticity create unmatched value. People don't just buy your product, they buy into you. Oprah proved that by being genuine, consistent, and bold, you can turn your personal story into a business model that scales endlessly. She transformed vulnerability into her greatest asset, and that asset built an empire. Rihanna's story with Fenty Beauty is a perfect case of how identifying an unmet demand and meeting it at scale can turn a superstar into a billionaire entrepreneur. Already one of the world's most famous singers, she noticed that the beauty industry left millions of people out by failing to offer foundation shades for all skin tones. In 2017, she launched Fenty Beauty with LVMH and immediately set the standard by releasing 40 shades of foundation, a move so revolutionary that it was dubbed the Fenty effect. Customers who had never found a matching shade finally saw themselves represented and flocked to buy. Stores sold out in days, social media exploded with reviews, and competitors scrambled to expand their own shade ranges. Fenty Beauty wasn't just makeup, it was inclusion, diversity, and empowerment wrapped into a brand. Rihanna herself declared that makeup is for women of all shades, personalities, attitudes, and cultures, and that philosophy drove the brand's viral growth. Within its first year, Fenty Beauty generated more than $550 million in revenue, outpacing giants like Chanel and Kylie Cosmetics. But Rihanna didn't stop there. She expanded the line to include lip gloss, highlighters, and skincare, and continued to build her empire with Savage X Fenty, a lingerie line that challenged the outdated standards of the fashion industry by showcasing models of all sizes and backgrounds on the runway. The lesson here is that listening to what the market is missing and responding with authenticity can turn into explosive growth. Rihanna proved that inclusivity is not just a moral choice, it is a billion-dollar business strategy. She leveraged her platform to fill a gap the industry ignored, and in doing so built a brand valued in the billions while redefining what beauty means. Bezos' journey with Amazon is one of the most iconic demonstrations of how starting small and scaling relentlessly can build the most valuable company in the world. In 1994, he left a secure Wall Street career after reading a report that predicted internet usage would grow by 2,300% per year. He started Amazon from his garage in Seattle with a simple idea: selling books online. At first, he drove packages to the post office himself and focused obsessively on customer experience. His famous declaration was that Amazon should be the most customer-centric company on earth. That mindset turned buyers into loyal fans because they trusted fast delivery, a huge selection, and reliable service. By the late 1990s, Amazon had expanded beyond books to music, electronics, and household goods. Many doubted the company's survival after the dot-com crash, but Bezos doubled down instead of retreating. He reinvested heavily in technology, logistics, and warehouses while competitors folded. The launch of Amazon Prime in 2005 transformed the industry by making free 2-day shipping the standard, and later Prime Video created a new competitor for Netflix. In parallel, Amazon Web Services, AWS, revolutionized computing by offering cloud infrastructure to businesses worldwide, becoming one of the company's most profitable divisions. Today, Amazon is a trillion-dollar company serving hundreds of millions of customers, and Bezos is among the wealthiest people on Earth. The financial lesson here is that relentless long-term vision and customer obsession can beat short-term profits. Bezos turned a small online bookstore into the everything store by thinking decades ahead and building infrastructure before the demand fully existed. He showed that starting with a simple idea executed with discipline and scaled with innovation can grow into a business empire that reshapes global commerce. And there you have it, 5 billionaires who turned simple ideas into global empires, each teaching us that wealth doesn't just come from money, it comes from vision, courage, and execution. Whether it's transforming coffee into an experience like Howard Schultz, building trust like Oprah, betting on the future like Elon Musk, redefining beauty like Rihanna, or scaling relentlessly like Jeff Bezos, the lessons are clear and timeless. If you enjoyed this breakdown and want more real-world finance stories, make sure to hit that subscribe button, like the video, and share it with a friend who loves success stories. And let me know in the comments which billionaire lesson inspired you the most. Your feedback shapes our next deep dive. Until next time, keep learning, keep building, and remember that big change often starts with small ideas.